Hi there, I'm Luke, welcome back to PhotoBite, and today we're checking out the three-legged thing called Brian. Let's get into it. So Three-Legged Thing is a British-based company, and what they do is they design tripods that are not only small, but they are sturdy. Right now we have the Brian, which is a carbon fiber design tripod, and with the three legs they extend out 4 times to give you a maximum height of 1.46 centimeters, which probably stands out about this tall. I'll get it out in just a second, but what they've designed it around as well is that you have legs that click out at different angles, so you can change how low you want to get to the ground. So you can get pretty much almost flat to the ground. You can take this section out here and you can actually put this head and attach it down here, so you can get some really low angles and some really interesting perspectives. As well as that, you can take the entire pole and you can invert it so it's upside down, so you can get some really low shots without getting the tripod in the way. So maybe you're overhanging over a plant, or you're overhanging a small stream you want to get a different angle of. So it really is handy, and it's really strong as well. We put this through some rigorous testing, and we don't like to be light on our tripods, we like to actually put them through the test. And this was not only was it a sturdy tripod, it was a reliable tripod with a maximum payload of up to 14 kgs. You can see what I mean by it is designed to be strong and sturdy, even with its carbon fiber design. At the top here as well, you have a ball head, which has 3 different control dials. So you've got the main one here, which allows you to actually control the ball itself. We'll just tighten that back up. And then if you're into doing your panoramics, you have a smaller one here that allows you to do your panning. So you can actually keep it at that angle and then you can just move it across. So it's really great for doing your panoramics. And then lastly at the top, you got a semi-quick release. So you just turn this and then you can take the little clip out and attach that to your camera. They also do work quite closely with Peak Design. So these do actually work with Peak Design products. You can put the loops through there and then you can just switch in between the two. We'll just screw that back on like that. This thing also has 3 spirit levels. You've got one at the base of the tripod, you've got one on the side of the tripod head, and then you've got one at the back on the dial. So if you're doing portraits, so if you were to swing it around like that, you still have one at the top, so you know that you're getting it perfectly level if you need to. What Three-Legged Thing also do as well is they actually have different feet, so you can take these feet out, you can add spikes. So if you're working on certain kinds of terrain or surfaces, they'll have a foot perfectly designed for that, so it gives you a bit more grip, because the last thing you want is a tripod losing grip. Maybe if you're on ice or you're in mud, you don't want these feet sinking in, you want a bit more support. Even in sand, they have a wider spread, so it actually spreads that weight out over a larger surface area, which actually reduces the chance of this slowly sinking into abyss. So if we just open it up, it's all easy twist locks, so they just come right out like so, and then just tighten them up just by twisting them in the opposite direction. I personally find this a lot easier to use, just because I just feel it's a lot more convenient and a lot faster than the click locks, which are a bit tedious to use. And these are just super easy to use. Like you can clearly see, I've got all 3 legs out in about 15 seconds. And then this also extends further out as well. And that's the height. In fact, I would probably say the height on that from here is 1.46 centimeters, and then from here probably more about 180, 185. So it is a really tall tripod, especially considering it shrinks down to something about 46 centimeters, and then it extends out to something at 1.8. So that's really impressive coming from Three-Legged Thing. But if we just bring it down like so we get a bit more in frame. You can see it is a really sturdy tripod. I'm giving it a bit of a shake, but it's keeping its feet positioned pretty well. We are on some leaves, so there's a little bit of movement, but it seems to be handling itself really well. With a weight of 1.45 kgs, it really is light. That is down to the carbon fiber. 1.45 for the Americans is about 3 pounds, so it's super light. But with a payload of up to 14 kgs, which stands at about 25 pounds maybe, give or take. Probably more actually. It really is a strong, sturdy tripod. One of the other things that I love about Three-Legged Thing is they're modular. So you can take off this leg here, and you can take the head, and now you have yourself a monopod. And if you want, you can unscrew this bit and attach on the top, so you've got an extra tall monopod for when you're out on a shoot and you don't want to be taking a tripod, you want to take a monopod instead. So it's super easy. You can also buy other accessories for it, so maybe you want to change around the head, you can change around the head if you wish. So you can go with a bigger head that can take a different payload, or maybe you just want to shrink it down so that you don't want all this, you just want to have the head there. You can. That's one of the nice things about shooting and using a three-legged thing, is that it's versatile and it adapts to the photographer rather than you having to adapt to the tripod. So a perfect thing to have in your bag when you're traveling. So the price for the Brian tripod currently is going for about £270, and that does sound like a lot of money because it is, but for what you get, you're getting a strong tripod with a 10:1 weight ratio, which means for every kilo it weighs, it can handle 10, so it really is a strong tripod. I would consider it an investment from my perspective, in the way that you're investing this £270 for a tripod that's going to easily last you 5 years if you look after it. So you can use and abuse it, and you can give it a clean at the end, and it's still going to go on for another 4 years. It really is a strong tripod and definitely worth recommending. The kind of people that we see using tripods like these are mostly travelers or people traveling light. If they're going out, they don't want to be taking a big bulky tripod. Maybe you're shooting on a mirrorless system or a compact camera. You don't want to be taking a giant heavy tripod for a small camera. You can have a look at something like the three-legged thing Brian, and you can take that out with you instead, and it's not taking up weight on your back, and you're not straining to having to find a tripod that's not only small and lightweight and you're hunting around. I would say this is the one. We've been using it for a while, and we pretty much use it for all our shoots. Any standing shots that you've seen in our reviews has been shot on this, sometimes extended a bit higher than this, but mostly at this height, and it's been super convenient to have. It's super lightweight, so we're not dragging around a heavy video tripod, because most of the shots we do tend to be static and then we'll go handheld. So having something like the Brian really does make our lives a lot easier when it comes to shooting. So yeah, mostly this is aimed at photographers, but if you want to, you can also use it for videography. So there it is, and that's our review on the Brian. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, my name's Luke, this is Photo By, and we'll see you next time.